Trump has left the building. Over.
We can now project the winner of the presidential race. Donald Trump wins the presidency.
What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign, securing the border to foreign policy.
He now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
Breaking news out of Poland.
Take a look at what happened.
All right, friends, buckle up. We're less than 2 weeks out from one of the most anticipated election days in U.S. history. Today, we're peeling back the layers of the latest battleground polls and campaign strategies from both the Kamala Harris and Donald Trump camps. And there are some serious twists and turns. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the polls. Right now, we're looking at a dead heat in several key battleground states. Trump is building a little momentum, but everything's still tight. And if we dive into early voting, we're seeing unprecedented numbers in places like North Carolina and Georgia. But here's the kicker. No one knows which party might come out on top from this surge in early turnout. At the start of October, forecasts were leaning toward Harris, with most projections giving her a 50 to 60% chance of winning. But now, Trump's taking the lead in 6 out of 8 forecasts. What's causing this shift? A lot of people are pointing to an influx of polls that lean Republican. Do these new polls sway things? Some analysts say yes, especially since each forecast weighs them differently. Let's zoom in on Trump's allies. Elon Musk, for instance, is stirring the pot with his bold campaign moves in Pennsylvania. Musk has pledged to give $1 million to a lucky voter who signs an America First petition, supporting free speech and the right to bear arms. It's a tactic that's definitely got people talking. Could it impact Trump's numbers in Pennsylvania? And here's where things get really interesting for Harris. Polling shows she's having a tough time winning over young men, especially young Black and Latino men. And let's not overlook Arab American voters. Many are reportedly dissatisfied with her administration's Middle East policies. In Michigan, where Arab Americans make up a significant demographic, some polls show Trump actually leading with this group. Michigan could go either way, making these voters all the more critical. On top of the presidential race, Senate candidates in states like Michigan and Pennsylvania are actually distancing themselves from Harris. Is this about courting swing voters, or a sign that her image might be risky for them in these tight races? Some experts think it's a mix. There's a need to win over Trump supporters who might still vote Democrat at the Senate level. Now let's talk about the wild card. Texas. Harris is heading down there to campaign, calling the state ground zero for Trump's abortion bans. And she's even got Houston's own Beyoncé by her side for extra star power. But can she actually flip Texas, a traditionally red state? Experts say probably not this time around, but it's all about planting the seeds for the future. Here's where my own take comes in though, and this may be controversial. I think Trump's win could mean the difference between peace and more conflict. Say what you will about his brash style, but his approach has led to fewer wars during his administration, and there's something to be said for someone who puts America's interests first. Under the current administration, we've seen military involvements flare up, and it feels like every week there's another headline about a new military deployment or international confrontation. To me, Trump's non-interventionist approach could be exactly what's needed to dial back the chaos and keep us focused on challenges here at home. I also think Trump's stance on curbing radical Islam in the U.S. is long overdue. It's a tough topic, but the reality is that extremism in any form, whether it's radical Islam or other ideologies, poses a serious risk to public safety and national security. Under Trump, I believe we'd see a stronger stance on this, potentially making the U.S. a safer place for everyday Americans. Globally, Trump's win could have major implications for India and Indians in the U.S. His America First policies could mean more restrictions on immigration, impacting Indian professionals and families who rely on H-1B visas. But on the flip side, he's also shown support for a robust U.S. India partnership, especially when it comes to countering China. If he's re-elected, we might see even stronger defense and trade ties that could benefit India on the world stage, though his protectionist policies could create some challenges for Indian businesses reliant on the U.S. market. This election season is only getting more intense by the day, and you can bet we'll be keeping our eyes peeled right up until election night. From the battlegrounds to the red state blue state flips, the stakes couldn't be higher. Once those results roll in on November 5th, maybe we'll see Trump raising that fist in victory, ready to take on a new chapter, and hopefully bring the world a little closer to peace. Make sure you're subscribed and tuned in to the Geo-Politrick Guy for more breakdowns on all the latest in the political arena. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.